Hello and welcome again. This is Deepak Mishra once again, and today in this video I'm going to talk to you about what is Studienkolleg. I'm going to tell you the details of what Studienkolleg is for people who have not heard this word. Studienkolleg, that is, some people also call it Studienkolleg. Kolleg, it is Studien, so Studienkolleg, Studienkolleg. What does that mean? That is basically a foundation, and if you translate it into English, that means basically a foundation course. Who needs this foundation course? That is required by the students who have studied up till 12th in India or in any country and want to study further in Germany. They want to do graduation or engineering or any other branch in Germany or medicine in Germany. There is a difference between the Indian education system. I'm going to compare about Indian education system because I know best about that, because I have studied myself in India. And I'm also going to compare Indian education system with the German system. Indian system, there's a 12 years schooling, that is up to 12th standard, higher secondary board. In Germany, there is 13 years course. So there is a deficit of 1 year. So the German government or the German system requires a foreign candidate to complete this 1 year, to do an extra foundation course in Germany to overlap this 1 year difference. And what do they teach in this Studienkolleg? Studienkolleg is different. There, for people who are interested in medicine, they will have M course. People who are interested in technical branches, that is engineering, they will have T course. So people who are interested in say business or MBAs further, they will have a W course. There are several other courses, smaller ones, like different. These are the core basically. There are separate combinations offered from Fachhochschule, that is University of Applied Sciences. But these are the core branches which I have told, core Studienkolleg, which people require, which most universities offer, most universities require. So what do they teach you? Suppose in T course, that is technical course, there are 4 subjects. 4 subjects. First is like all 3 are physics, chemistry, maths, and 1 is German. So you have to study these. This Studienkolleg is for 12 months duration. So in 12 months duration, you'll be taught these 4 subjects. This course is going to be in German. So before that, when it comes to Studienkolleg, one has to complete at least B1 level of German. So with B1 level, it's preferred that you have B2, but even if you have B1, you can apply for these things. These are Studienkolleg, and you do this 12 months of foundation training. With, for engineers, I'm talking about T course, that is physics, chemistry, maths, plus German, 12 months. After 12 months, you take the exam. That exam is called Feststellungsprüfung. Feststellungsprüfung can be called as an entrance exam for university application. Entrance for university basically. So once you take this Feststellungsprüfung, depending upon the score of your Feststellungsprüfung that you have done after 12 months of Studienkolleg in Germany, and combination with the exam, the score that you have obtained in the 12th board exams, these 2 scores are combined, and then there's a point given to you. That is a note system here in Germany. And with that point, that is now your number, that okay, you stand in that sequence in Germany. That is your stand in Germany. So with that score, of the combination of score, you apply to German universities then. You apply to several, depending upon, there's a competition obviously, so depending upon how good your scores are, you will get a university, you'll get admission in a university. Obviously, like it is always, like you, with GRE scores, you apply to certain universities, they have a cutoff, they take the select your, so you're selected or not selected, that depends upon your scores, your 12th scores and your Feststellungsprüfung course. Sorry. So Studienkolleg, as I told you, it's 12-month, different courses. These are government universities offer these Studienkolleg. They are mostly with very little fees. They have some semester fees, but it's not very high. But private universities, they also offer this. The student, as I told you, government universities, when you apply for government for free anything, the competition is very high. If you clear that, well and good. But let me tell you, there's a competition is so high that only some people clear that. It's clearly mentioned on those websites of the government universities that the seats are very limited for Studienkolleg. And then the rest people, what do they do when they don't qualify that government Studienkolleg, which is free of cost? What do? They choose for private Studienkolleg, private universities. So there they have to pay some fees. Details about the fee structure and everything shall be covered in different video, but they have to pay a fees. Then they study for 12 months, then they take the Feststellungsprüfung. This Feststellungsprüfung, either you do it from a government university Studienkolleg or from private, it's irrelevant. Once you have that Feststellungsprüfung, you are eligible to apply to different, to all the universities in Germany. Obviously, one has to take care that the place where you're doing Studienkolleg, that has the authority, not that some local institute which has just opened up 2 rooms apartment into Studienkolleg, and you apply there, and after that you realize that okay, that's not accredited, it is not like valid. So you have to be careful in choosing Studienkolleg. And obviously you will think about which city it is, how is the city, the living cost in that city. Suppose you choose a Studienkolleg in Munich or Berlin. Berlin is okay, but when you choose something in Munich or Frankfurt, it's so expensive that the living cost will be much more than the Studienkolleg cost. So you have to be careful, you have to analyze every aspect of it. But today we are talking about Studienkolleg, so we'll focus on that you have to be careful in choosing a Studienkolleg, and after you clear that, so things, you can apply to universities. Obviously, for university, you need other documents to be sent and everything. That you'll find out later on in new videos. Yeah, as I told you, to apply for Studienkolleg, some government universities to get into Studienkolleg, you also have to take an exam. That is Aufnahmeprüfung. You apply to that. How it is? You apply to the university. You get a date for Studienkolleg exam. You get that, okay, your qualifications are not equivalent, you have to appear, you have to do a 12-month Studienkolleg. Okay, you said yes, I want to do a 12-month Studienkolleg. All right. Then they said, okay, you want to do it, that's fine, but do you match our standards? Okay, come to Germany and you take our exam, you pass our exam. Aufnahme test, that is called. You pass that exam and only then you are allowed to enter that government Studienkolleg, which is of less fees. So that is a very huge filter. And it is also recommended that people do Studienkolleg because it is seen that, as I told you, people who have that 1 year deficit, they have to do Studienkolleg. People who do not have this deficit, suppose somebody has already done BSE in India, has done 15 years of training, 15 years of education, and after that wants to study something in Germany. So he technically does not have to do Studienkolleg. But what is seen is that in 1 year, this Studienkolleg, it adapts you. It teaches you the subjects in German, so that when you go to the university, you understand what is being taught, what are they talking about. It gives you a time to assimilate the information, get accustomed to the culture, get adapted to the system. So once you go to the university, you can actually make use of being there. If you directly come from, say you have done BSc or say suppose MSc in India, it does not matter. You come to Germany, you enter the university and everything is in German first of all, you don't know terminology in German, you have studied some botany in say English, and here the botanical terms are totally different. What are you going to do? You are going to spend one entire year just trying to adapt and assimilate here. It will not work. It is a proven research that people who have done Studienkolleg are more successful in their academics than compared to people who have not done that, who have directly skipped the process. And it is also seen that people who are good prepared for Studienkolleg beforehand, they clear the Feststellungsprüfung like 80 to 90% chance of success, comparison to people who are not so well prepared. Alright then, this was about Studienkolleg. For more information, if you need any significant specific information, do not hesitate in writing in comments. I shall try and find more information for you and post in the comment section. Let me remind you once again, we are DMiNetz International Overseas Education Consultancy with our Language Training Institute in Borivali East, Mumbai. Do not hesitate to contact us on our numbers and visit the institute in Borivali. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.